Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management? Todd Voigt, Chief Investment Strategist at Annex Wealth Management. Welcome back.
Thanks, Danny.
We want the best for our kids, and that typically means quality education. For many, that means post-high school at least. There are trade schools, four-year universities, graduate school, doctorate programs, medical studies, the list goes on. Many of us heed the advice of planning professionals, and we put away money for future education costs. Most common, the 529, but there are others. We're going to roll through a couple of scenarios where that education money wouldn't be needed. It's not all that typical, but it does happen. When that happens, what does one do with the unused or leftover education funds? Todd, first scenario is that you got a superstar athlete who winds up getting a full ride athletic scholarship. So let's assume they go all 4 years and they leave without debt. Parents overjoyed, but they got a pile of money that was supposed to go to that child's education.
Well, they have a few options. One, they can leave the money in the plan without penalty or taxes. However, the funds must be used for qualified expenses to avoid taxes, penalties, and therefore option number 2 is change beneficiaries and use the money. Third is they can withdraw the money and they'll pay taxes and a penalty on just the earnings, by the way, not the whole thing.
Second scenario can also happen. The kid's a whiz at every subject, receives a boatload of academic scholarship money. Different take, but it also leaves unused money. Is that the same case?
Absolutely. Same set of options there as well.
Third scenario is the child bypasses college, at least temporarily, and chooses to serve in the armed forces. Let's say they don't do a full 20. They eventually rejoin civilian life, but they're afforded educational benefits that they deserve. Again, leftover money.
Same set of options. Sometimes, though, if we're talking about an ability now to be able to move money into a Roth.
Todd Voigt is Chief Investment Strategist at Annex Wealth Management. It turns out there are situations where college money is saved. You wouldn't need it. Knowing what I know of you, I'm sure you and your lovely wife began planning your kids' educational expenses when they were still in diapers. However, of your 4 children, 2 of them fit the scenarios we mentioned. One is a talented college athlete who's on scholarship. Another served in the U.S. military as a Marine. So I'm going to guess there's a large pot of money that isn't being used. What's your plan there?
Our situation, and this is now you're moving into my wheelhouse, the investment scenarios part of it is because the questions about the 529s and the college savings are great for our wealth managers. On that subject of the kids and what we had to do was I had both 529s and Coverdale IRAs. 529s, you're limited to the choice of funds. You're not limited to contributions. You're not limited in any way because of your income. Coverdale IRAs, you are. But you have more flexibility in that you can invest in anything. And so that's why part of their college savings money went to Coverdale IRAs. They could buy stocks, they could buy CDs, things like that. And it was meant to teach them about investments and watch it grow. And in fact, a little used or understood strategy that a lot of elderly people have used in the past is dividend reinvestment on individual stocks. It was a great strategy for these kids as they were seeing their accounts grow on the way to college. What I did there, one gets a full scholarship. The other one is the U.S. Marine. I could use it for the other 2, and I could use it for post-secondary education, grad school. My daughter's in grad school. So there's the options there. I really mean this, that when you look to save for college, it's a planning opportunity. I think it's a good idea parents can extend that to the kids and kind of lead by example and say, this is what we're doing to save for your college. You need a plan B. So we're talking about the superstar kid is what we began with these scenarios. That superstar kid, no guarantees going to MLB. So what I have always said is you have to have a plan B, and it's an opportunity for a parent and help them understand you need a plan B, you need to get a job, because the parents themselves, they pay taxes, health insurance, they plan for retirement. So the kid could get an early understanding of planning, like, for example, for college and afterwards. What are they going to do after they get out of college or they don't make it to the MLB or NBA or NFL? I think it's really important.
You've been active in your kids' sports forever, and you probably saw those parents and probably those kids that thought they were going to take to the highest level.
Right. The thing is I'm not going to beat up on any one particular major, but I might say, well, you like art history? That's great. Do that as a master's degree. You need a degree in accounting to get a job. So the parents can be involved and coach these kids along and emphasize the importance of planning. a real close plan B, because I said it all along. You take baseball, basketball, or football as far as you can go, but you better have a plan B, because there's 40 years after that's going to follow, and not everybody can be a broadcaster, right, Danny?
That's right. Todd Voigt, Chief Investment Strategist, Annex Wealth Management. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Danny.